128 gigs of memory, 4 gig RAM, 6.15 inch IPS LCD, octa-core processor, 3300 milliamp battery. What phone am I talking about? It's the Huawei P30 Lite. Yes, all those specs in one of Huawei's light range phones. Stay tuned. 24 megapixel wide, 8 megapixel ultra wide and 2 megapixel depth sensor and a 32 megapixel selfie camera. Believe me, for a phone at this price point, it's stunning. Color me impressed. We went out before we took this video to take a couple of test videos and pictures as well with the phone itself. I'll put them in a link below so you can access the full file and you can see for yourself how much noise, how much color reduction, how bright the colors are. I took 1 or 2 black and white pictures as well, a few wide, ultra wide selfie pictures. We took 1 or 2 selfies. We took this specific picture with the phone itself. Now if this looks good on camera, then it should impress you. I'm actually super impressed. For a phone with these capabilities at the price that it's available for is actually a bargain. Huawei has changed the game. 2019, watch out, Huawei is going to start taking over. Okay, so what has Huawei changed on this phone over the Huawei P30 Lite, the previous model? Not much, apart from the memory and the cameras. It still has Type-C USB, which is fantastic. I haven't tested the sound much in this, we'll do that in a bit. But the gestures are more or less the same. The settings are basically almost the same as well. The only thing that I feel Huawei should have put in these phones is a night mode. Similar to what your S10s have come with now and the new updates in most of your Samsung models, if you want to compare it. That's the only thing I would really want in a phone. Something more, or let's put it this way, a darker mode. Because when you wake up at night and you pick up your phone and it gives you that bright smack in your face, it can make you cranky. Or it can make your wife cranky if she sees the light. My wife's gonna probably kill me for this one. Okay, so when it comes to giving my opinion on the camera, I don't think I'm best suited for that. I do take pictures with a smartphone. I don't have a SLR camera or any other photography equipment. But our main man Muazzam from the Automotive Life, whose YouTube channel you should subscribe to, he's very enthusiastic about his vehicles and photography. So I'm going to ask him his opinions on these pictures that the phone's taken. I'm going to show him the camera and he'll tell you. Hi.
Hi.
Okay.
Oh, that's not a nice noise. Oh, so this is the P30 Lite.
This is the P30 Lite.
It's called Huawei.
Huawei. That's how you pronounce it. That's how they say you should pronounce it. Huawei.
You mean not a Samsung?
Not a Samsung. Okay, so I did take a few pictures with the phone before we met up. That's a picture.
You say we met up.
Yeah, we met up. That's a picture of a tree stump in my backyard. So people do take a lot of nature photography now lately. It's becoming a big thing.
Because global warming, you know.
Because of global warming. And plastic straws and paper straws.
They can show their grandchildren. You see, that's what green things look like.
Okay, so just right off the bat, if I show you this picture I took, if I sent you this picture and didn't tell you what phone took this picture, what would you think?
Because you sent it to me, I'd say something stupid. Like,
yeah, okay,
but did you take that with a 3310?
Pretend it wasn't me. Pretend it was someone pretty.
But you. Oh. Okay, this is. Wait, this has 3 cameras also, you say?
3 cameras. So 24 wide, 8 megapixel ultra wide, and a 2 megapixel depth sensor.
For the bokeh.
And yeah, and a 32 megapixel front sensor.
32 megapixels. That's for the selfie camera.
Yeah. Check it out.
Damn.
Now let's go into the selfie mode.
That's madness.
Flip it and we get ourselves in there and
wow.
So
and if you zoom in, you can probably see lots of detail. I look slightly.
Yeah, you are blurred out, but that's because it caught my face first. So that's if you're taking like a super fast picture. But if I do this, and there we go. You might not be able to see that. Okay, it's got face recognition, or it's got that you know those boxes you put
the
on.
focus box.
Focus box. So it's got two focus boxes because it sees two faces in the. Can you stop moving around so I can take it? It's got two focus boxes. Alright, so that one should have been better.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, much better.
Ah, I look like an Oompa Loompa.
Look at that, the little Oompa Loompa.
The big Oompa Loompa.
Just so you all know, this kid grew up in front of me, so I remember him when he was an Oompa Loompa.
That doesn't sound like a pedophile.
Look at that, you can
see the details in the beard.
Yeah, you can see my silver hairs.
Yeah.
Not
Alright.
very silver.
Okay, that looks pretty good. Look, we have to keep in mind that this is an entry-level phone. You can't compare it to like an S10 or an iPhone XS or something like that.
No, this is not even the entry-level phone.
It's not?
No, they have entry-level phones. The Y range, the Y7, the Y5. Those are the entry-level phones. This is your mid-range phone. Compared to your Samsung A7s, your A9s, all of those phones.
But it's a third the price of like the flagship models.
Yep.
So let me see this picture. Hold on, wait. This looks really, really good. This was taken with the 24 megapixel.
This was taken with the 24 megapixel.
Look at that for a second. That looks pretty good, man. 24 megapixel. Look,
and mind you, this phone has what they call an AI camera. I think it was in the previous models as well. So the minute you open the camera, or the instant you open the camera and you take the shot, it does everything for you. So
you know what, this looks really good.
For the average user, or for any user, this thing is actually quite cool. It's got a pro mode as well. It's got an aperture mode. It's got all of those modes.
Pro modes are nice because if you know a little more of what you want to do with your camera, it's nice to have a pro mode where you can tweak settings and stuff.
Yeah.
So because this is 24 megapixel, look, it's got a lot of detail, especially if you zoom in and stuff. That's where you can see detail. That's where a lot of megabytes helps. I mean, did I say megabytes?
Megabytes.
Megapixels.
Megapixels. And he's used to seeing pictures on an AMOLED LCD.
Yeah.
Or LED actually.
Yeah.
Because he uses Samsung. So this is an IPS LCD screen, which doesn't show as much detail as an AMOLED, or well, let's put it this way, the AMOLED makes everything look much more nicer.
You know, it looks very nice. Look, okay, I can criticize one or two things, like the dynamic range is not the best because it doesn't have, the most high-tech sensor. And dynamic range is basically when you take a picture and you have darker parts in the picture and brighter parts in the picture. So now if your phone has very good dynamic range, you'll be able to get those shadows nice and bright, while the brighter parts of the picture not so overexposed. So the shadows will be higher and the brighter parts will be less bright. So you'll have a nice even picture. So with this, some parts are slightly overexposed. Like see, if you look at those rocks, they slightly, just a little bit too bright. If you look at the shadowed pictures, they look about good, and that part of the picture is a little bit overexposed. But now that's just me being fussy, honestly. Most people will not even realize that. You'll take a picture, you'll be very happy with it. But from a point of view of someone who likes a little bit more from their camera, to be honest with you, for a, like we said, not flagship phone, it's very good. The color production looks very nice. Also, the details, as you said, is very good. Honestly, I've been using phones with wide-angle cameras. I can't live without them now. It's so nice because you're taking a picture, right? And you think, I want more in this picture, but you don't really have space to move back. You just flip that wide-angle lens on, and then you have everything in the frame.
This was a picture he took of his car earlier on.
With that phone?
With this phone. This is the one you took earlier on.
That looks so good.
We didn't look at this picture because we were busy taking
other pictures.
Other pictures.
Yeah, that looks very nice. I mean, the normal end user is going to be more than happy, I feel, with the front camera and the back camera. Once in a while, you may feel like it overexposes things, but that's very easy to fix. If you just tap on the part of the screen that you want to focus on, you see there's a little thing, you just drag it down, like with any phone. So you just bring the exposure down.
This was a picture we took when you were driving.
Nicely.
So while the car was in motion, we live in a town with a lot of potholes. So it was bumpy and
it couldn't bring the exposure down a little bit.
The picture came out decently. So for anyone looking to take selfies, no one's going to take professional selfies. Yeah, you want to take a selfie, post it on Instagram. I think I'm actually super impressed with this.
Honestly, it is a very good camera. Look, I don't do phone reviews in that much, so I can only compare it to the phones I use, and I don't really use much mid-range phones. But if I had to have this phone, I can tell you I'd get some pretty good pictures out of it.
It does take some pretty decent black and white photography as well.
That was done in the camera, hey?
Yeah, that was done in the camera. It's got a filter for black and white, which most phones do have. This phone has everything that most of your phones have. It's just the fact that the price point and the capacity on the phone, the memory capacity, 128 gigs. You got an S10. You got an S10.
Wait,
so
is
you
that
should-
like standard?
Yeah, it's standard.
You mean it doesn't come
128
with
gigs.
64?
No, standard. And it's got a memory card slot.
iPhones. I like the memory card. But seriously, 128 gigabytes?
128 gigs.
That is mad. So you can literally just keep the camera in full, 24 megapixel all the time,
Yep.
shoot as many pictures as you want. And you don't have to worry about storage problems also.
Not at all.
Huh.
And you can see the phone's at the moment it's on its brightest, so it's super legible. Sunlight legibility with an IPS LCD is not the best.
Yeah,
I
compared to
will, I will admit, but when we were outside taking a lot of pictures, this thing is.
it works well. It works very well. Better
I'm
than
actually
the
super
yeah,
impressed.
honestly.
It's got all the bells and whistles of every smartphone that you need today.
It's got everything that you don't need also. That
It's
most
got everything
phone
that you don't need that you're not
got
going to
everything.
use.
Yeah.
Like the
Right.
gestures, like I said previously, screenshots. Everyone takes screenshots, but the 3-finger screenshot that's quite.
That's
handy.
quite nice. That's quite nice.
I prefer it
First time
over.
I've seen that.
I prefer it over
Yeah,
swipe.
this and you need a big hand if you have a big
Obviously, I
phone.
suppose you can use.
The power button and volume down button also to take
I'm
them.
not sure. I think that one will.
Yeah, there we go.
Power and volume down,
But that's
and that's
pretty
it.
much it. Am I done?
You are.
Have you used me enough?
I used you enough. I'll use you more in future, because you have the SLR camera.